What is up, everybody? I am back, and today I'm looking at my first ever comic book evolution, the evolution of Batman. I did the evolution of Jason Voorhees, and I did the evolution of Michael Myers, but I didn't want to just get pigeonholed into doing horror characters, so I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to do a comic book character. Batman was one of my favorite superheroes growing up. Batman Forever came out in 1995, I remember loving that movie, and then I watched the original 1989 Batman, and the sequel, Batman Returns, and I loved those movies. I thought they were really good. I probably was a bit older than 4 when I watched those ones. They're a bit darker. But then, by the time the Batman and Robin came out, I think the rose had fell off the bloom, or the bloom had fell off the rose. I think the Batman and Robin just kind of killed the whole franchise. And that's why we didn't get a good Batman movie again until 2005. So by the time that 2005's Batman Begins came out, I was like, you know what, I'm on the Batman train again. These are some good movies, and I think ever since then he's kind of been up and down, but for the most part, I've really enjoyed a lot of these Batman movies that have come out. So I'm going to point out little tidbits, little facts, behind the scenes stuff that you might enjoy. And let's just hop into it and get to watching the evolution of Batman by TellItAnimated.
With over 70 years on the big screen, Batman has been through it all. From Leotard's
little intro here, it's kind of a recreation of the intro from The New Adventures of Batman. It came out in 1977. I've never watched that series. I'm not sure why they have Bat and Man spread apart so far. It's so strange. But I liked it, so I kind of fixed it up and made it my own little intro.
Been through it all. From leotards to mech suit, let's go through the Dark Knight's cinematic evolution. Batman first appears in the 1943 serial Batman. He sports a loose spandex suit with hiked up pants and floppy ears and spends his time fighting a white man in Japanese makeup.
Oh yeah, that was a very different time when you could just hire white men to play any race, and Hollywood has a lot to pay for.
Who accidentally falls into an alligator pit. In the sequel, Batman is taller, the Bat emblem is bigger, and his waistband is in a normal position.
This is Batman and Robin, the serial. It ran for forever, it seemed. There were so many episodes. I think there was over 4 hours worth of these little tiny serials with this character. Not a very good series. Very outdated.
This time, the cow has a large nose and horn-like ears. He fights a wizard, who in the shocking final turns out to be a valet driver. 1966's Batman.
This is Batman that people actually recognize. Adam West. Now, you can say what you want. It's very campy. It's very ridiculous. But I think it's actually a pretty fun series. People look at it and they say, oh, they thought Batman was just a joke back then. Well, no, it was a comedy series. It's gonna be weird. Batman does not do the Bat Boogie or whatever. But, I think it's a pretty fun series.
He wears a gray and purple suit, and his cowl has thin ears and a drawn-on frown. He bites a variety.
I'm not gonna be too harsh. These are just characters that appear for a couple seconds. But, obviously if I do the Batman Evolution update, I'll put my better models into that spot, or maybe just include them in in a different way, because that is not working for me.
Of threats, including an exploding shark. This colorful Batman would be gone in 1989 with the introduction of a muscle-plated suit and modified Nike sneakers.
Yeah, the Nike sneakers. I didn't know that before I started working this. I didn't realize that they had some kind of deal with Nike, so they used them in the movie. I guess they probably paid some amount of money to have them featured.
Batman wears black makeup, and his cowl now extends to his shoulders, restricting neck movement.
Yeah, that kind of ruined Batman's action scenes quite a bit, and that's something that they didn't really fix until The Dark Knight. It's crazy.
Which leads to the patented Bat Turn. But that doesn't stop him from defeating the Joker. In Batman Returns, the suit is slimmer, sleeker, and Air Jordans replace the Nike boots. He still wears makeup, except when he reveals his face to Catwoman. In Batman Forever, Batman wears a more anatomical suit, featuring bat nipples, and ditches the sneakers for real.
The bat nipples. What were they thinking? Schumacher. I like him as a director. His Batman movies are not great. Although I did like this movie growing up, and it worked out pretty well. For the Burton movies, I think they got a little too dark, and they canceled a McDonald's deal for Batman Returns. So for Batman Forever, they were let's make this a little bit lighter, and that parents won't be
this is too dark for my kids to enjoy.
Boots. When this suit is destroyed by the Riddler.
Yeah, the Riddler, you'll see a much better version of that in my Riddler video if you haven't watched it.
Batman changes into a lighter, more streamlined sonar suit.
I would like to do a Two-Face evolution too. Yeah, I just thought about it. Yeah, that'd be good.
With no nipples.
I do like this look for Batman actually quite a bit. It's a bit lighter, a bit more gray looking, something a little bit different for the character.
The anatomical plating and patented nipples make a return with a more bluish tone in Batman and Robin.
I kind of like the bluish tone here too. It makes it a little bit different looking. But the bat nipples, again, bad. Not good.
Later on, a nipple-free Arctic suit is worn.
And that's not a great drawing of Arnold Schwarzenegger, although fun fact, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger has appeared in many of my videos. Obviously, he's in my Terminator Evolution, he's in the Predator one as a cameo like this. It's kind of fun like seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger in all these little different roles.
To fight Mr. Freeze. In the gritty franchise reboot, Batman Begins,
I love how I just kick him out of the way. It's like, see you later. See you later, Batman and Robin.
trains as a ninja and later dons a military-inspired batsuit with ninja gauntlets and a cowl with curved ears. His mission is...
At the time, I think Christian Bale went from The Machinist, I believe it was the movie right before this, to Batman Begins, and he went from like less than like 100 pounds for The Machinist role to Batman Begins, which he, I believe, gained like 100 pounds or maybe more, and is mostly muscle. The guy's like really jacked in this movie. People on set started calling him Fat Man instead of Batman, so I believe for The Dark Knight he slims down a little bit, and also the suit itself is less bulky, so he looks a little bit slimmer in like later movies.
to stop his ex-ninja friends from...
Oh yeah, and Liam Neeson's also appeared in a couple of my videos. He's in this one. He's also appeared in my Star Wars Anakin to Vader evolution. This is a very exaggerated drawing of him. I think I wouldn't go so far with his nose, but it's funny looking.
poisoning Gotham City. The Dark Knight introduces a revamped suit with a more tactical appearance, including new armor, flexible neck movement,
And finally, it took them almost 20 years of Batman not being able to turn his neck. Crazy.
built-in sonar, projectile gauntlet blades, and a retractable cape. Although he manages to defeat two villains, the film ends with Batman retiring from crime fighting. That is until he comes back in The Dark Knight Rises.
And I think that's the only time that you actually see like a Bruce Wayne type character in this. Because like, I think if I were to do this video now, I would start them off looking like their Bruce Wayne personas, and then I would put their costuming on piece by piece. Whereas like this one, they come in with just with their Batman uniforms, and I just add little different parts to them as like the narration goes. So yeah, just kind of like a different way of doing it. But yeah, I like The Dark Knight Rises. It's a little bit messy, but I like this movie.
Wearing the same suit. Despite being badly injured, he saves Gotham.
Oh yeah, a little behind the scenes here. I used Jason Voorhees' model as a basis, I believe his Part 3 look, and I just kind of like put different clothes on him, and like the mask for Bane.
Despite being badly injured, he saves Gotham from a giant bomb and promptly returns to his retirement. Batman is again rebooted with Batman vs. Superman.
I like Ben Affleck's take on the character. I think he's maybe a little too murdery, but I know in the comics he does not, but like every movie version of Batman, maybe minus Adam West, it's just killing people all the time. I believe the 2022 one, I don't recall him killing anybody like unnecessarily, although he definitely beats people and they might be dead. I feel like a lot of people died when he was chasing the Penguin. That's just my guess. Maybe no one died. Maybe they're all just very badly injured. But yeah, people complain that BVS's Batman kills too many people. Batman's killed people for forever on screen.
In which he's bulkier, taller, and wears a mostly gray form-fitting suit with a large bat emblem and tiny bat ears. He also dons desert attire for a dream sequence and a heavily armored mech suit to fight Superman.
I think the mech suit's a little far, but like, what else is he gonna do? He's facing off against the strongest character of all time, of any comic, anybody. Superman is like invincible minus like a little green rock. He needs something, and this mech suit is pretty cool for that.
This Batman also makes
And that is me saying,
an appearance in Suicide Squad. For some reason.
oh, he probably got paid so much just for like a day of work on Suicide Squad.
In the Justice League, Batman's suit is a darker gray, featuring additional armored plating and an upgraded cowl.
I don't like the upgraded cowl in Justice League. I think they got a different designer or something for this one, or the different mold. It doesn't look quite as good as the BVS look.
Tactical armor and goggles are later added to the outfit to help him fight Parademon.
Oh yeah, so this look here, it reminds me a lot of, I know this is Zack Snyder who directed Justice League for the most part at least, and it reminds me a lot of Watchmen, which is a movie I really like. People seem to hate on Watchmen. I like the director's cut a lot. The theatrical one's a bit of a mess, but yeah, this reminds me a lot of Night Owl and Watchmen. Yeah, it's very Zack Snyder-y. He's like really taking influence from that comic book. But this is kind of a cool look, although it's like a little bit much. It's like a lot going on here, but you know, I don't mind it.
And of course, we can't forget Lego Batman in all his glory.
Yep, so that's the first time I had a animated character appear on the channel, and there you go, that's the whole video. So, what did you guys think of the evolution of Batman when I first put it out? It's been out for almost 4 years, if not more than 4 years now, and I think it's one of my favorite earlier videos. I really like Batman as a character, and I'm really looking forward to like when I can eventually put some time into really updating this, kind of like giving it a bit of an overhaul, and also adding in Gotham's Batman and also the Batman from 2022. I know that they're going to get some sequels for that, or he's going to appear in like TV series versions, and there's going to be way new suits for him because he's only in his second year of crime fighting in that movie. So he's definitely going to be getting upgraded suits through it, probably his whole series, and I hope that people who like Batman, and people who even don't like Batman, like this video. So I guess I'm going to stop that here. Until next time, I've been Aaron, and I'll tell you something later. By TellItAnimated.